and I shouldn't have the chief of police on TV slandering me during the day. Instead, he should be focused on pulling the rot out of his police department.
Well, the Portland police might be in some very big trouble. Let's just say they arrested the wrong journalist, or as some people in the police department refer to him, a social media influencer.
Well, what we're seeing with the increased national attention is bringing in nationally recognized influencers.
Yeah, that influencer, his name is Nick Sorter. He's an actual journalist, and he has decided himself and his legal team are now demanding to see court documents on whether or not the police are working with Antifa and some other very important documentation. So we have a lot to dig into. We have been covering the Portland police now for over 4 months. So before we start the video, make sure to please like the video. It's the #1 way you guys are helping this channel, and it also helps others see the videos as well. And you guys have been doing such an awesome job promoting these videos. Nick Sorter actually knows the journalist we have been working with as well. So thank you guys so much. Keep promoting these videos, keep liking them. You guys have a huge impact on this story. Now, most of us have seen this footage, but let's just recap on why Nick was arrested and why the judge said we have zero evidence on this case to actually prosecute Nick. It's a very quick clip.
I'm walking down the street. You're going nowhere. Get out of here. No, back up. I will up, punk. Get out of here. Get out of here now. You're gonna get fucked.
Yeah, so Nick was arrested for that, disorderly conduct. So of course the judge said, yeah, we literally have no evidence and there's no legal basis to even prosecute him. Now, I have to give a special shout out to this man right here. His name is Ryan. If you guys are subscribed to my channel, I've been working with Ryan for the last 2 months now. He just had gasoline and urine thrown in his face. He's the one who filmed Nick Sorter. He's not getting enough attention for this national news story, but he's the one that filmed Nick to make sure that Nick has the best evidence ever so that Nick doesn't get prosecuted. So shout out to Ryan. Make sure you guys go follow him. And yes, he's doing okay.
Your initial reaction to hearing that the charges against you were going to be dropped, and why do you think the DA decided to do that?
I think it was a smart move because all of the evidence was in my favor. There was no evidence against me at any time. So everybody there has a camera for the most part at these demonstrations or whatever we want to call them in the streets. And all of those videos that came out showed that I was the victim. I was the one that was jumped. I was the one that was thrown into a hole. I was the one that was punched. I didn't punch anybody.
For those of you that are subscribed to my channel, you're probably seeing this and you're like, well, the journalists that we work with, they get attacked all the time and they never got any help. Yeah, Nick knows that. That's why he showed up to see if it's actually true. If I get attacked, am I really going to get arrested? Is that really happening? And yeah, it is happening. The journalists we've been working with, they've been telling the truth since June.
I didn't break anybody's camera. My crime was filming in public, filming people that don't believe in First Amendment rights for conservatives, I guess. And that's where this whole thing started. I should never have been arrested. I should never have been put through the ringer. And I shouldn't have the chief of police on TV slandering me during the day.
And we are going to watch that interview. To give you more context, the reason why this looks like a targeted arrest is because Nick just showed up to film what was going on. Nick was clearly attacked, and Nick even reported he was attacked. He went up to the Portland police, they arrested him, and then he sat in a cop car for an hour and they were discussing what they were going to charge him with. And that is straight from Nick himself.
Instead, he should be focused on pulling the rot out of his police department. And maybe this will make him think twice about, I don't know, the direction that the department is going.
Now, the Portland police chief decided to do an interview, and it sounds like he's throwing some shade towards Nick Sorter and some other journalists.
I wanted to ask you about an arrest that took place, obviously very high profile. It was Nick Sorter, who is a conservative influencer and journalist. He says that he was simply covering the protests, but he has, of course, been charged there with disorderly conduct. What can you tell me about that arrest overall?
Well, what we're seeing with the increased national attention is bringing in nationally recognized influencers. This is certainly a new phenomenon for myself and for law enforcement in general, and there.
Just to be clear, the reason why there is national attention is because Katie Davis Court ended up on Fox News. We were covering that from the very beginning of all of this, so make sure to please subscribe because you're going to get the most accurate updates on my channel. I work with the best journalist. Katie Davis Court is the reason why this went national, and Honey Badger Mom. President Donald Trump found out about this story like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and he's like, holy cow, is this really happening? And yeah, it turns out it is happening, which is why all of these conservative journalists are like, hold on, you're gonna let Katie Davis Court get hit in the eye and the police are not doing anything? It's not because of Nick Sorter. It's because of Katie and the other journalists who've been getting attacked. And really, it's because of the Portland police. They got caught not responding to these 911 calls.
The reach is obviously very significant. And so they're going where they can get the views and create the perception. And our belief is that we are simply managing to the rule of law. Our role is to mitigate crimes, violence, etc. There was a disturbance involving Mr. Sorter. We took 3 people into custody, and those cases have been referred to the district attorney's office.
So you heard that. Create this narrative. My only question is, why does the Portland Police ICE facility have wood boards surrounding it? Why are there fire scorch marks? And why is somebody currently being prosecuted in court for taking a stop sign and smashing it through the front door of the ICE facility? What this all comes down to is that people are questioning the integrity of the Portland Police. That is why we are all covering this story.
How much longer are you going to stay in Portland? And what do you say to the chief who says you're a provocateur only looking for clicks?
Well, I mean, I respond to the chief by saying I came out here to expose the police department and expose the hell that the residents are being put through out here. And, you know, so he say I came out here for views or whatever. I don't know. Apparently he's a little bit bitter over the fact that, you know, that we made these filings and are digging deep into the rottenest police department. But it's, you know, I guess he helped with that. He helped expose it because he, you know.
I'm going to give you guys a little secret about Nick Sorter. He has embedded and worked with journalists no one's ever heard of, people who have maybe 1,000 followers, if that. He is not like one-upping people. The way that he has been portrayed on the national television, Nick is a very good person. I heard some really nice things about him behind the scenes. I work with a lot of people on the ground. They tell me that Nick is very charitable. He is the last person who is confrontational. So I just want to throw that out there, and I'll leave it at that. But from what everybody else is saying behind the scenes, Nick is the last guy to ever be portrayed as this really big conservative social media influencer. Not at all.
With this arrest, whoever gave that order to actually make the arrest made this story a nationwide phenomenon. It's got the eyes of the DOJ that's going to be digging into them very, very deep and quickly. You know, I've spoken to the DOJ multiple times already over the past several days, even including on the weekends. They're pushing forward with this. So this, we're really coming to a head here in Portland. This is could very much be a turning point for the police department as well as the city government.
And how much longer are you going to be here?
And I'll give you some more insight. There are a lot of members of the Portland Police Department who want to help. So when I make these videos, I'm not totally just trying to slam on the Portland Police Department. I'm just showcasing what is happening. But there is some insider information out there that there are many members of the Portland Police Department who want more clear guidelines and they want to actually help out the federal agents. But unfortunately for the Portland Police, we might actually see what's going on behind the scenes, and it might not be good. So Nick Sorter, on his own social media, he posted this documentation. My legal team has come out swinging against the state of Oregon and the Portland Police Bureau, demanding all records relating to selective enforcement and coordination with Antifa, handling of protest or demonstrations outside of ICE detention facility, arrest and enforcement procedures involving Antifa or self-identified Antifa participants. So this is going to be massive. I cannot wait to see what comes out of this because this could be huge. And I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of people are scratching their heads at certain clips like this.
You guys gonna do anything about this? What are you doing? That way. Do not go to the crowd of people. If you go to this crowd of people, you will be stopped and arrested.
So So what you're seeing here is the Portland police and protesters enforcing the road. But again, remember, Nick Sorter is looking into things like this. Why are protesters allowed to dictate what direction you can go in when in my last video, I'm not going to show you guys the document, the Portland police put on their own social media, you are allowed to use your vehicle to drive through this road. So again, that's why people are all looking at this story. I don't think this is a bunch of conservatives who are like, ha, look at this, the Portland police stink. A lot of people, to include myself, we're just trying to look at all of this objectively. When you see the Portland police tell somebody you can't drive through here, and you see protesters who are also guiding traffic with the Portland police officers, what are we supposed to believe? And that's why Nick Sorter is opening up this case. And hopefully he makes it open source so we can all report on it. Now, I have to throw this clip in here. So, Caitlin Collins of CNN talked about whether or not you actually need the National Guard, and she heard it's actually not that bad. And I'm going to be honest with you, this clip really offends me because we just saw Ryan have urine and gasoline thrown in his face, and now you have somebody from CNN saying, well, I heard it's actually not that bad.
No local officials that you can point to that have said we need the National Guard? Because I spoke to the police chief of Portland last week. He said that the president's claims just don't match up with what's happening on the ground.
I would encourage you as a reporter to go on the ground and to take a look at it for yourself, because there's been many members of the press, not press in this room, but independent journalists, some of whom we'll be inviting to the White House very soon to share their stories.
And no, I have not been invited to the White House. Nobody knows who I am. Only you guys do.
Because they...
And the residents who've been begging for help and calling 911, the Portland police chief, he knows about that. I don't know if Caitlin Collins talked to him about that, but I know you guys are out there. Thank you for your love and support. The people who live across the street from the ICE building all say thank you as well. We have really been doing our best to help them out.
They have been in the middle of these riots, and they have witnessed the anarchy that is taking place night after night. It's on video. You should play it on your show. You have a great opportunity on prime time on CNN to show your audience. Yeah, but you're probably talking to partisan Democrat officials who are opposed to everything this president does. You should also ask the people who live in Portland. We've actually heard from many members of the community who have said that this is complete civil disobedience. It's a mess. It's been loud. It's been troubling for neighbors in the community who are just trying to live peacefully. And these people are not there to peacefully protest. They are there to cause mayhem and havoc.
And remember, the exact words from the Portland police chief, well, it's only one block. And ever since he said that like a couple of weeks ago, I will make it my mission on my YouTube channel to make sure we keep honing in on this content, on this news story. So make sure you guys are please liking and promoting these videos so we get more eyeballs on the story. Because when you do look up what's been going on in Portland, the videos you're going to see are mine, Katie Davis Court, and Honey Badger Mom and Ryan. Especially if you want to see has this really been happening for over 100 days? Guys, not a lot of people have been covering this story. And when you do go look into what's been happening, Katie, Honey Badger Mom, and Ryan have all been telling the truth. They've bled for this story, they have the scars, and that's why the Trump administration knows this is 100% true. They did their own research and checked through all the videos. Okay, so as I make this video right now, all eyes are on the Portland police, specifically these type of police officers, the white shirts, not the yellow shirts. Basically, their job is to make sure everyone gets along and you don't immediately get arrested. This video, or this clip just happened like not too long ago, maybe 2 hours ago. Check out what the ground is like right now.
It's okay. All right.
The protesters are trying to get right-leaning conservatives out of the area.
I'm the one who got stabbed in 2020. I hope he gets stabbed again.
So they just said, I hope you get stabbed again in front of the police officer.
You ain't got the ball.
And again, I'm telling you guys, this is why the people who live in the apartment up here, they are afraid to go outside. Most of them are a little older. Some of them are disabled. A lot of them don't make a lot of money, so they can't leave.
That's a death threat. You ain't got the balls to do it. That's a death threat. You ain't got the balls to do it, so keep yapping your mouth like a
That's a death threat. Why don't you go arrest me?
It's harder for the judge.
You arrest me for protesting in the street.
We have a good reason why we actually need them. So that's why we're asking people to get out of the street. Is it illegal to get out of the street? They could arrest you, but we're asking you guys voluntarily, let's just get on the sidewalks.
So this is actually a good thing, this part right here. The Portland police officer is quite literally telling the protesters, you have to get out of the street. The federal agents could arrest you. And yeah, this was a very shocking clip, again, that was just released.
If a car comes through and hits somebody, it's a better way for the government to stay with the feds.
And we do definitely need the feds. We definitely need the feds in here.
And by the way, this is from Real Voice America. Make sure to go follow them, go support them. Real Voice America is on the ground right now in Portland. Now, I also do want to point out protesters are still engaging, attacking, and clashing with federal agents. This was less than 24 hours ago.
Go back inside your
And again, this is why Nick Sorter went down there, to see if this was all hype. You have politicians and local officials saying there's like nothing going on here. Meanwhile, when you look at the video evidence, it tells a different story. So agents are still getting attacked by protesters, and yeah, things are also still ramping up, because if the National Guard is going to show up, people are asking, will protesters be mad about that? Okay, so there is one more thing I think the Nick Sorter lawyer team is forgetting about. That is the city council. Now, all eyes are focusing on the police department, the mayor, the governor. On my videos, I have focused on many city councilors, and I will be forwarding that to Nick Sorter through some other contacts to help him out with that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for everything. And again, please pray for peace. We want peace, and we want this situation to end. Thank you guys for everything. God bless, and we'll see you all later.